mean, the first trailer baby being sick.
Yeah. I know that's quite bad, isn't it, really? The very first, like, 5 minutes of the show, I'm throwing up everywhere. And I'm not even drunk.
But you know it's love when he kisses you straight after.
It's love. It's always going to be love with me and Josh. Me and Josh are going to be together forever.
So I've known you for ages now, and when the rumours were with Josh, you told me it wasn't true and that you didn't confirm it for ages, and you said you wanted to be with him, but you weren't boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah, because he wanted to wait.
Why did he want to wait?
Josh is very laid back and he likes to take his time with everything. Like, I always think about getting proposed to, and I just can't imagine it's going to come anytime soon. Like, I'll be with Josh for like 7 years and I still won't have an engagement ring because he's just too laid back. Like, yeah, he has to literally get a kick up the arse to do something. Like, Josh doesn't drive. He's 24 years old and he doesn't even drive. I am the one who has forced him to get in the driver's seat, and now he's doing his lessons. But if he didn't have me on his back all the time, he still wouldn't drive.
Does this mean that you've got to nag him about the ring then?
Yes.
So have you got to send him a link to the one you want?
I've already showed him pictures of the one I want. But I don't want to be proposed to yet. I just said as long as it's like in between 2.5 years to 3, I'm happy.
Why?
I don't like getting engaged any time before a year because it looks like a joke. Don't like getting engaged on a year because it looks like a joke and you don't know each other that much. Still, anything before the 2-year mark is just weird.
But isn't it weird thinking that he was on Love Island? You must have watched that at the time. And now you're basically talking about...
You
didn't?
When the first ever remake of Love Island came out, we were all in Greece filming Geordie Shore. So we missed every single episode until we got out and I caught the last like 4 or 5.
Did you think, crikey, he's crumpet?
Well, then I started seeing Max.
Oh.
Can you remember? Yeah. So the time that I started to fancy Josh, which is really bad, is when Max brought us out with all of his friends, and me and Josh spent the whole night together, just getting drunk, having a laugh. We were having a laugh, we didn't leave each other's side, and at that moment I thought,
So isn't it weird now that Max is Max all right with it, the whole Josh thing?
Well, Max is just going on with his own life now, really.
So he's not friends with Josh anymore?
Yeah, they're still friends. I mean, they weren't never best of friends anyway.
Okay.
I mean, it's all very complicated.
Don't you think this world is getting very small though? Because obviously,
very small.
You've had Laura Anderson was with Max recently.
Yeah.
Now they're not together anymore.
I know. That was a quick one.
I just don't understand how people can get over things like this, because it's hard for us, and we're not in the public eye with exes.
Yeah, but theirs was very brief, and I think. Even in the past, I don't know about you, but you have your long-term relationships and then you have your little kind of flings. Not a fling as such, but someone who I always call it a 3-month curse. So there's boys who have been dating and it lasts for 3 months, and as soon as the 3 months get there, it's over, and I've got no feelings and I'm not sad about it. It's just like something that happened. We spent a lot of time together. It was really nice to have that kind of company, but they were more of a friend than ever going to be like a serious long-term boyfriend.
I'm so happy that you're so in love with Josh, because I feel like every time we've seen each other, you've been happy, but there's always been a bit of a niggle with every
there's always been a
boyfriend
niggle. There's always been a niggle. I met my friend from London last night, and the only time, he said it was the only time you used to meet up with me was when you were having huge arguments with a certain ex of mine, and you'd had to leave the house and you'd have broke up. You went, that's the only time you'd text us saying, Luke, I need to speak to you. And it feels so nice to be sat here with you now, meeting up for a catch up, and you're telling us about how in love you are and how happy you are, and like, you went, this is just not the Charlotte I used to know.
So why Josh, and why are you so happy? What's clicked?
Josh is like the perfect man. You know the men that you see in films and you think, where are these men? Well, they do exist. Do you know how you think it's a film, they don't exist? Prince Charming in the fairy tales, he doesn't exist, it's all a fairy tale. Once upon a time is never going to happen. Well, they do exist, they are out there, and you've just got to keep looking. So
you think looking, not just sitting back and waiting for them to come to you?
Well, I don't know, it all depends. I think you can look, or you can sit back.
So what's the most romantic thing that he's done that's blown you away?
He did something at the end of series 2 of the Charlotte show. He conquered one of his biggest fears, like his biggest fears ever, right? To do something for us, a very special gesture. And it was to celebrate something. I can't say much more, but it meant a lot to us because I know how terrified he is.
Wow. I cannot wait to see this.
It's really romantic.
And I just feel like your other boyfriends probably haven't done this kind of thing for you, so it must be so nice.
It's just so, it's so special with Josh. Like, it's just, it feels like we're best friends, and like, we just have such a laugh together, and everything's just easy. Everything is so easy and simple. Like, I'm never worried. Like, I'm never scared when he goes on a night out. I'm not sitting, well, I'm sometimes sitting constantly looking. I think every girl does that at the Instagram stories. But like, I'm not worried that he's going to finish us, that he's going to get with someone else. Like, them aren't worries that are constantly in my head.
And you're going to have a baby next year.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to have the baby. I think the pregnancy might happen, and then maybe the baby might come the year afterwards, depending on what part of the year I get pregnant in.
Have you discussed names?
I know names, but I don't want to tell anyone.
Oh no, obviously, but with Josh, does he
know?
yeah,
he knows them all.
Because I heard this morning on the show that they said, oh, does he know about it? And you said he did. So
we do talk about it quite often, which is so strange.
I'm stopping the score at home goal.